There's one very important point about King Charles III. It was historic that the kings and the queens had to be Protestant, and that they were called defenders of the faith. Right? Now, Prince Charles is the one that broke that tradition and says he does not want to be known as the defender of the faith. He wants to be known as the defender of faith.
Wow, yes, I remember, and he was shown he had a Buddhist cloak on and all of that.
He's worn Buddhist clothing, he's worn Muslim clothing. He has portrayed himself as the great ecumenical religious leader that embraces all religion. He and Kazakhstan fit together beautifully.
Wow. And he's representing the Protestant side.
And they've become Babylon.
Yeah.
They're all in a house of demons and every unclean and detestable bird. So let's see what his role was and how he fits into Kazakhstan.
Today we are all keen to hear from His Royal Highness his vision for a more cohesive and sustainable world.
The interdependence between human health and planetary health has never been more clear. As we start a new decade, it is time to focus on the future we wish to build. To that end, building on my Sustainable Markets initiative, I am launching the Terra Carta as the basis of a recovery plan for nature, people, and planet. More than 800 years ago, the Magna Carta inspired a belief in the fundamental rights and liberties of people. As we strive to imagine the next 800 years of human progress, the fundamental rights and value of nature lie at the heart of the Terra Carta. I am calling on CEOs from around the world to engage and play their part in leading the global transition. To guarantee our future, we have no other choice.
Great success in our battle on the environment.
Martin, the kings of the world will give their power unto the beast. I don't know, it just jumps to mind.
And he incorporates the merchants. And
we have the entire Babylon confusion in a package. Martin, the Bible predicts this. Why is it that people do not take cognizance of it? Now, Martin, can you take this climate issue to the same level? He compared it to the Magna Carta. He now wants to have a Terra Carta. In other words, the earth must be elevated to the position of deity. That's Mother Earth worship. That is pantheism. That is paganism at its best. It has no room for Jesus Christ. So he cannot be the defender of the faith because he doesn't have it anymore. He has become defender of faith. Anything goes. And he has told us what that faith is. Paganism and pantheism. That's his faith.
And does the Pope do the same?
Absolutely the same. He loves Pachamama. Now, let's see how religious this can become. Returning to Sinai. A prophetic call for climate justice and ceremony of repentance, Sunday, November the 13th, 2022, Mount Sinai, in parallel with the COP27 UN Climate Conference. Modern church and state, are they coming on board with this climate thing?
More and more.
And everything is happening in 2022. They are in a hurry.
The final movement will be rapid ones.
Very rapid. So in November, between the 6th and the 18th in 2022, the UN Climate Conference, COP27, will take place on the Sinai Peninsula in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Religious communities and religious leaders have a key role to play in addressing climate change and climate justice, which requires deep transformation within society. Does it require a reset?
A great reset.
On Sunday, November the 13th, religious leaders will return to Mount Sinai. Oh, what a beautiful numerology. We have the Venerable Day of the Sun and we have the 13th. How Masonic. A mountain whose memory and meaning loom large as a place of revelation in the collective consciousness of Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and others. That's interesting. It is a site for turning to God and receiving God's message. Martin, God gave His message. He wrote it in stone. If you want to accept it, accept it. It's the basis of His government in heaven. But they want new ones now, don't they?
You see, that's a problem. God never changes. It's unchangeable. There it is, written in stone. Well, it was written on stone and put in the Bible for us.
Now let's see what these Terra worshippers want to do. We return to Sinai in a movement of repentance and quest. We seek a new vision for humanity. The old one's not good enough, Martin?
No.
And its endangered existence, and we seek to receive and amplify a message of life-sustaining living and habits that humanity needs to hear today. In this spirit, the project partners will bring together premier religious leaders from the world's major religions to gather upon Mount Sinai to engage in the first ever climate repentance ceremony and to put forth a prophetic interreligious call to action, climate justice, 10 universal commandments. 10 new commandments.
Well, I'll put this in the realm of blasphemy.
Well, Martin, I prefer to stick to God's commandments, which they have all changed or discarded entirely, as many of the Protestants have. And when they swept that house clean of all these good things, they got 7 demons worse than the first.
If you just take the scenario, God called them, the Israelites, to the mountain to have this covenant with Him. These people are going on the mountain and they are going to demand which 10 commandments they want.
They're going to do their own thing.